Hi guys, so recently I've been thinking a lot about our generation and just generations in general. Past generations have been more defined by events in history. It was the Great Depression in the late 20s, 30s, and then there was World War II, and then there was Vietnam. But then what happened in the 70s? The 70s were weird, man. And then after the Vietnam, different kind of things have defined generations, I think. Especially now, of course, the millennials, as we're called. I think we're also called the digital generation because, hello, look what I'm doing, I'm vlogging. This still isn't like a big thing with everybody, but it's definitely more to this generation, which usually generation is like 18 and 20s. I was doing so good. That light likes to go out. Don't mind that. I'm going to keep going because I can't get it back on. Nowadays we have the internet at our fingertips with all these social networking sites, all these just information. You can just Google anything and you'll find it. Not necessarily to be true. Basically, if something exists, there's probably a website for it, and a fandom for just anything. I was writing a paper on this and I had to interview my mom, and I had to ask her about what music she liked, clothing, things like that. Also what her values were at the time and stuff. And then we started to talk about the generation things, and it kind of was exploding my brain. We have the internet, and you would think that more kids would use it to gain knowledge, but I think it's made us more lazy. There's so many kids that just are addicted to it, and I am too, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Nerdfighters have used the internet more wisely than other people. Kids, their parents are rich, so they buy them the newest iPod or iPad or newest laptop, so they have that, but they don't work for it and they don't appreciate it, and then they don't even use it to be smart. I like to read. I know that when I'm on the internet too long, I know I'm on it too long, and I try to be good. I do my homework well. I'm reading this right now. I'm reading Slaughterhouse-Five right now. I want to read all these classic books. I want to read Hitchhikers. I want to read Brave New World. I want to read Catcher in the Rye. There's just so many books I want to read. Knowledge is power, and I like to have knowledge and know things. And I think that people should want to learn. I like learning. This is kind of going off what I was originally saying. For example, the Troy Davis case just happened. That you can find out things with these sites, and people still don't figure out these things, and then people think that it's just one person, it doesn't matter, but it's not the person. I mean, yes, it's sad that he died, but I know a lot of people die every day that are innocent, but the point is that he was not fully guilty when they killed him, and the judicial system is starting to get corrupt, and that's not good. I don't know how people don't see that. Okay, the light's back. Okay, so this is a paragraph I wrote for my paper that has to do with this. Around every decade or so, there's a rebellious group. In the 70s, the hippies, there was the 60s, there was the hippies, and then they were starting to die down in the 70s, and then the punk era was starting to come at the end of the 70s, and then making its way over to America in the 80s. And there's always a decade, a group in every generation that is the rebels. And I feel that this current generation has become a bit lazy, and there isn't really that rebellious group. There has not been a group for my generation, and I'm getting worried. My mom used to take me to protests in DC a lot when I was in 5th grade and middle school and stuff, and I thought that was really good because I got to stand up and make a difference and see firsthand how this whole thing works, and I thought it was really good, the people fighting for what they want. Many kids are spoiled with these technological advances, which I indulge in too, but they have made us lazy, and all this access should make us more aware and active, but it seems to have done the opposite. So yeah, I'm just throwing this idea out there, and some of my things I was thinking about recently, and blah blah blah. I had a headache from how much information I was getting yesterday about everything, and it was just whoa. Yeah, leave down in the comments below what you think about this thing, about generations in general, or about technology, and how you think we should embrace it more than we do. Refrigerator turning on underneath the camera. books. If you have any book suggestions for me to read, leave them in the comments below. And so bye guys, and don't forget to be awesome.